Hello, this is Angelia with today's wisdom. Today's wisdom comes from Daily Ohm, the creation ground of experience. Thoughts. Our thoughts are powerful forces in the creation of our experience of life. Because, the old saying goes, what you think, you are. So all of our experiences affect us, and, the way we think about things colors our life. You may be able to recall a time when frustration that was based on a misunderstanding completely evaporated when your understanding changed. And I'm sure we've all had that when you think something about a person and you're upset or a situation, and then you find out it's not how you thought it was. My husband has a lot of anxiety, and so he gets all bent out of shape worrying about how things going to turn out. Excuse me here, I got a little itch. Like I said, it's sweaty in here. So he, panics before he really needs to. And then when it doesn't happen, he's relieved. This is because our interpretation defines our experience. The way you look at things is, going to color how you see things. It's a fact. And it can change in an instant. Our only true reality is the present moment. And like the saying goes, that's why it's called the present. So rather than merely accepting that life is happening to us, we can harness the power of our thoughts to actively create a positive reality. And that's what I try to do in my life. Been a lot of things haven't gone the way I wanted them to go. There's probably still going to be things that aren't going to go the way I want them to go. But I like to put a positive spin on that and say, well, it was a learning experience. Now I know, about this. Now I know about that. Now I know that this person is not someone who I can trust. So, if something happens bad, it wasn't necessarily wasted time because you learned something from it. For example, we can choose to appreciate beauty around us rather than focusing on traffic, or look at admirable qualities in the people we deal with rather than focusing on the negative. I like to hear the birds outside my windows. That makes me happy. Because I'm kind of stuck here, can't do a lot, don't have a car, so I choose to think about, the good things. Like I'm listening to my music, hear the birds out there chirping. I've got birds in here, they chirp every now and then, and I got my cat who comes to see me every now and then, and I got my flowers outside and my fake flowers inside. I like flowers. You might have figured that out if you've been watching me for long. And not everything in a person is bad. It's like I told my kids about listening to family members things. Even a broken clock is right twice a day. So there's always something good you can find in someone. But again, you don't have to let yourself be used or abused in situations. By choosing how to interpret and define each moment with your thoughts, you truly create your reality. And that's something that a lot of people don't realize. They think everything that happens to you, can be something that you can react to, especially negatively, because there's some people who seem to thrive on stress. They enjoy the drama. And I'm not one of those people. I really dislike drama in my life. I've had people accuse me, family members who are drama kings and queens themselves. And I'm like, no, this is just my life. This is just my reality. But if it causes them stress and anxiety, that's kind of their problem, not mine. Don't reflect your views on me. But we do that sometimes. Throughout the day, we can monitor our thoughts to catch ourselves in the middle of investing our energy elsewhere, such as into belief in limitations, because if you believe you can't, then you probably can't. And instead pull our focus back to the infinite possibilities of the present. And it's, back to that saying, The past is gone. The future's not yet. All you got is the present. That's a present. Taking a deep breath will help us center our thoughts on being in our bodies right now. And a good meditation exercise you can do is to just sit there, close your eyes, and think about the parts of your body one by one, and relax and breathe. And as you do that, you're calming your body down and you're taking a moment. And sometimes you need to do that. I mean, there are times I know I need to take a moment because, I try to not be a violent person. That's the goal. Regular meditation allows us to gain mastery over our minds. That's why I do it. So that we can still our thoughts to focus on the pureness of being. Because there's a lot going on in the world. If you let every little thing in the world, every little bump in the road bother you, you're going to be stressed out and anxious all the time. If we mentally dwell on the past or the future, we may miss the experience of living in the present moment. Excuse me. And I know I've had experiences like that where I realized I wasn't fully listening to someone, or I didn't pay enough attention to see what was going on that, part of a show or movie or whatever. Excuse me. We all do that. But if you're dwelling, then you're really not present for yourself or for anyone around you. So that's a habit that, it's good to break, and think about right here and now, what you're doing right here now. Setting and visualizing goals is wonderful, but we can bring our thoughts into our current experience by taking steps to create them now. And when I was doing life coaching, that's one of the things I would give to my clients is a goal chart, with a picture of a little football goal and a little person kicking a ball. And you write down in an outline form your goal and what's the first step, what's the second step. And you go down, and then as you start working towards your goals, you'll find there's not just a 1, there's like a 1A, and then there's 1A1, and probably a 1A, 1B, and, there's always more steps than you think there's going to be. So just realize that's a fact of life. And don't let that deter you, Stuff is hard. Life is hard. No one ever said it was going to be easy. Jesus said, it's going to be hard. So, if you make a list of your goals and take the steps to achieve them, it will be still hard, but you'll have a plan in mind, which makes it mentally less stressful and anxious for you. Our minds are powerful tools that we can harness to create our reality. Through them, we move the unformed energy of the universe into form, which gives us direction for our words and actions. And there are some people who believe everything you think you bring into being, which can be, bad if you're thinking about bad things. But I think that, things are going to be how they're going to be anyway. And it's up to you how to interpret those things and how to use them in your life from that point on. Through them, we move the, I got to that part, didn't I? Each thought is like a stone dropped into a lake, sending ripples out into our world to affect all they touch. We can choose our focus and how we invest our energy, which gives us the power to design our lives to be whatever we choose in each and every moment. And to an extent, that is absolutely true. And, we have to live in reality. I'm sure there are a lot of us that, want to be something that right now you can't actually go and do because you don't have resources, you don't have the physical ability, you don't have the transportation or whatever it may be. But you can do what you can do. You can do the best you can. Your thoughts are where you start creating your reality. So, my advice is to try and keep them on the positive ends of things. Think about it. That's all for now.